Each year, Cars.com's Best of Awards honor the top vehicles in 6 categories: Best Truck, Best Family Car, Best SUV, Best Luxury Car, Best EV, and our Best Car of the Year, our top award. Cars.com's team of expert car reviewers spend all year driving and evaluating the latest cars, trucks, and SUVs in order to nominate and vote for their favorites in each category. This video rounds up all of the winners, and here's our first winner, the Best Car of 2025, which is open to all new and redesigned vehicles.
What if I told you you could get the luxuriousness of a Hyundai Palisade with better fuel economy, the same great warranty, and about 90% of the room, but for less money? Well, you can, and that's part of the reason why the Hyundai Santa Fe is Cars.com's Best Car of 2025. What's most distinctive about the Santa Fe is its shape. The squared-off shape opens up the cargo area with a huge opening that can accept large items, and it's even tall enough on the inside to double as a perch for tailgating or watching youth sports. Some larger 3-row SUVs even struggle with this feat. The Santa Fe shape also allows it to have both a relatively small exterior footprint but a roomy interior. Standard 3-row seating makes the Santa Fe a compelling option for buyers who don't necessarily need a larger 3-row SUV but want more room than a compact 2-row like a Honda CR-V or Toyota RAV4. The 3rd row is passable and certainly good enough for kids in car seats, and smaller adults. This not too hot, not too cold option has an appropriate middle ground price to match. The 2025 Santa Fe starts around $35,000 with a turbocharged 4-cylinder, front-wheel drive, and an EPA estimated 24 miles per gallon combined. You can also get all-wheel drive and a more efficient Santa Fe hybrid with an EPA estimated 36 miles per gallon combined. On the inside, you'll find a useful, well-put-together interior on lower trim levels and luxury on higher trim levels. There are innovative features like the dual wireless phone charger on the top calligraphy trim, and that's a great complement for any road trip. There's also an ultraviolet light sanitizing compartment on limited and calligraphy trim levels that removes up to 99.9% of germs, according to Hyundai. For the remaining germs in the car, perhaps larger and strapped into the 2nd row, a standard drawer slides out rearward from the front center console and can serve as a trash can for all the little items and wrappers that usually end up on the floor. The significantly redesigned Santa Fe wins the Cars.com Best Car of 2025 award thanks to a high-quality interior and driving experience combined with useful family-friendly features and a cabin that works for big and small families alike. It may be the perfect tweener car for the family who doesn't want the size and expense of a traditional 3-row SUV, but are quickly outgrowing their compact SUV. My fellow two-kid households, I'm looking at you.
What happens when you take one of the most revered names in pickup truck powertrains, and we're talking about Ram's Hemi V8 here, of course, and replace it with a new twin-turbo straight 6-cylinder engine? Well, the internet loses its collective mind apparently, but the truck itself actually gets a whole lot better. That's what happened to the Ram 1500 for 2025. Gone is the Hemi, but the Hurricane has blown in to elevate the redesigned pickup to new heights of capability, performance, and refinement. It's one of many reasons why we've named the Ram 1500 Cars.com's Best Pickup Truck of 2025. But what's so great about this new engine that it helped Ram get the win? And what else about the new truck cemented its award? Well, let me show you why it won. A new engine seems like a simple change, but it's transformative for the Ram 1500. Sure, the new Hurricane twin-turbocharged 3-liter straight-six engine doesn't make the same kind of rumble and roar as the old 5.7-liter Hemi V8, but that's about the only thing it doesn't do as well or better. 2 versions are available, a standard version making 420 horsepower and 469 pounds-feet of torque, or a high-output version pumping out a whopping 540 horsepower, and that's far more power than the 5.7-liter Hemi ever made in the old Ram 1500. The high-output version makes the new Ram 1500 blisteringly quick, even with a bed loaded up to maximum payload. But the Hurricane engine isn't just about speed, it's about smoothness. More than one of our reviewers rightly commented that this powertrain wouldn't be at all out of place under the hood of a flagship German luxury sedan. It's that good. But it's not just the power that had us impressed. It's how well it works in the Ram 1500's beautifully tuned chassis. Thanks to the Ram 1500's unique rear suspension configuration and optional air springs at all 4 corners, the ride quality of the Ram 1500 is fantastic, far better than competitor pickups. Over just about any kind of terrain, very little road surface imperfection gets through to the truck's occupants. Nothing in here disturbs their zen. It's quiet in here too, with the new engine giving a nicely muted hum, but very little rotor wind noise gets into the cabin. And the Ram 1500 handles beautifully, both on its own or when hauling a trailer, providing a driving experience that elevates the truck into new benchmark territory. It's also a highly capable off-roader, either in rock-crawling Rebel trim or Baja-blasting RHO form. Just when we thought competitors had finally come up with a pickup interior to rival the class-leading Ram, the folks at Stellantis one-upped themselves. That's what happened with the 2025 model, which introduces the new tungsten top luxury trim that builds upon Ram's previous fantastic interiors with an even more sumptuous cockpit. Spec one of the Ram's top trims and you'll be getting one of the nicest American luxury vehicles ever crafted, lined with top-quality leather, real wood, actual metal, and graphics, themes, and gauges that are the best in the business. But the lesser trim levels also feature outstanding material quality. Even the off-road models with rubberized flooring look and feel expensive inside. You've also got some eye-popping technology in the cabin, with a massive 14-inch vertical touchscreen display that makes navigation apps look amazing, and a highly reconfigurable 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. Hands-free cruise control is now available and works quite well. And there's a host of trailer tech that makes using your new pickup truck like a pickup truck just that much easier. All of that put together makes the newly redesigned 2025 Ram 1500 an outstanding pickup truck, off-roader, luxury vehicle, mulch hauler, and camper towing rig. Ram took all of the best things about the old model, added a hefty dose of power and refinement, and made a great truck even better. And that's why we've named the Ram 1500 our best pickup truck for 2025.
The 2025 Toyota Land Cruiser isn't the bloated but capable luxury off-roader that was your father's Land Cruiser. Rather, it's the nimble, capable, and comfortable reimagining of your grandfather's Land Cruiser. And it's Cars.com's best SUV of 2025. The retro-styled Land Cruiser has shed both bulk and cylinders, and it stylishly carries on the nameplate's iconic legacy with off-road prowess and surprising efficiency. The Land Cruiser is our best SUV of 2025 for what it can do and what it doesn't do. What it can do is conquer off-road obstacles with ease, with standard locking center and rear differentials, Toyota's crawl control off-road cruise control, full-time four-wheel drive, and a 2-speed transfer case. The up-level trim adds a disconnecting front sway bar, Toyota's multi-terrain select system for specific surface conditions, and the multi-terrain monitor camera system to improve visibility while traversing tricky obstacles. The intuitive control layout in the Land Cruiser's cockpit makes accessing all of those features a breeze too. What the Land Cruiser doesn't do is punish you for choosing capability. Its standard tires are just street-oriented enough to keep the noise down on pavement. The coil spring suspension that eats up rocks and ridges is just as happy with a diet of potholes and speed bumps, and the cabin is roomy and comfortable. The standard 326 horsepower iForce Max hybrid powertrain is powerful enough to tow up to 6,000 pounds and efficient enough to achieve an estimated 23 miles per gallon combined. And that's with more torque than the previous generation Land Cruiser's standard V8 engine. The Land Cruiser will get you to and from the trail in relatively efficient comfort, and in between, it'll handle almost anything you can throw at it. If a stock version isn't enough, Toyota has a parts catalog brimming with accessories that can turn your Land Cruiser into an even more capable off-roader, overlanding rig, or almost anything else you can think of. We're glad the Land Cruiser is back on sale in this reimagined form. Its combination of comfort, efficiency, and capability make it an easy choice for our best SUV of 2025.
Electric SUVs aren't a new concept, but mainstream brand three-row electric SUVs are, and Kia's is a winner. But being a pioneer isn't the only reason for getting this award. The Kia EV9 is Cars.com's best electric vehicle of 2025 for its near-ideal balance of range, charging capabilities, comfort, and space. We're no strangers to the EV9's charms. Cars.com editors have had a lot of time to get to know the EV9 after we bought one and added it to our long-term test fleet. As a daily driver for many of our staff, we found its range to be competitive. It's available with a single electric motor driving the rear wheels or 2 motors for all-wheel drive. EPA estimated range varies from 230 to 304 miles on a charge, and power starts at a modest 201 horsepower and tops out at 379 horsepower. Shoppers looking for more oomph on wind and land trims can opt for an over-the-air boost upgrade that amps torque output to match the high-end GT line's 516 pounds-feet. And it stands out from other EVs with its impressive charging capabilities. All trims use an 800-volt electrical architecture, and most trims can DC fast charge at up to 210 kilowatts, enabling the EV9 to charge from 10% to 80% in just under 25 minutes in ideal conditions. In addition, the EV9 has impressed in many other ways during our ownership, from its pleasant road manners and intuitive controls to its practical cabin layout and roomy, comfortable second and third rows. We've also put it through car seat and cargo tests, and it emerged with flying colors, making it a versatile people and stuff hauler. Value is another strength. Unlike other three-row luxury EVs, the EV9 has an approachable price, starting around $56,000 for a base standard range variant and around $61,000 for a base long-range trim. What's more, that pricing includes a generous list of standard driver assistance and safety features, including a hands-on semi-autonomous driving system and forward collision warning with pedestrian and bicyclist detection and automatic emergency braking. Overall, the Kia EV9 is a well-rounded electric SUV that won us over with its excellent blend of efficiency, intuitive controls, and fast charging speeds. For all of these reasons and more, we've named the Kia EV9 Cars.com's best electric vehicle of 2025.
If at first glance you couldn't tell that this was the all-electric GV70, don't worry, you're not crazy. It's a very close visual match for the standard gas-powered SUV. And that's exactly part of the charm that makes the 2025 Genesis electrified GV70 our pick for Cars.com's best luxury car of 2025. It's an electrified version of a car that we already liked. But this wasn't a simple powertrain swap either. No. Genesis put in a great deal of effort with a 77.4 kilowatt-hour battery pack feeding dual motors for a combined 429 horsepower and a thick 516 pounds-feet of torque. Range is a solid 236 miles, and while competitors may offer both more output and mileage, none possess the electrified GV70's near-perfect blend of electric performance and Genesis's class-leading interiors and presentation. And when you do need to plug in, it's not going to take you too long to get back on the road. Genesis claims the battery shoots from 10% to 80% on a DC fast charger in as low as 18 minutes in optimal conditions. And if you've got power to spare, the GV70's vehicle-to-load functionality can power the glamp ground of your dreams. So why not bring the toaster? Inside is arguably the most impressive part of the whole darn thing. I mean, look at this blend of materials. You've got this beautiful leather upholstery, real metal trim, crystal accents, all of that while looking like this. It's phenomenal. Again, it's a car and space that we already loved, but it's now a usable and well-executed electric vehicle. Can't beat that. Speaking of stuff we loved, the way the electrified GV70 drives is definitely a step beyond, including an ultra-comfortable ride from an adaptive suspension and excellent regenerative braking balance. The standard gas-powered GV70 is definitely one of the sharper driving mid-size luxury crossovers available at any price, and the electrified version absolutely carries that torch. The electrified version also improves the driving experience over the gas version with a quieter cabin thanks to its near-silent electric drivetrain. All this for a starting price tag that falls well under the competition while remaining just as luxurious and lovely to drive as we've come to expect of the South Korean luxury brand. It's for these reasons and more that the Genesis electrified GV70 is a repeat winner and our best luxury car of 2025.
There are plenty of three-row family vehicles on the market, but none of them combine interior space, family-friendly features, and value the way the 2025 Hyundai Palisade does. And that's why it's Cars.com's best family car of 2025. The Hyundai Palisade has been a favorite of our editors ever since it debuted for the 2020 model year. It's only gotten better since. For 2025, the Palisade carries over with minor alterations to its standard equipment. When we evaluate what makes a great family car, we look for good crashworthiness scores, standard safety features, and how well it hauls families of all sizes. We also consider child safety seat fitment and overall excellence. The 2025 Palisade handily hits those marks. Palisade is accommodating for families who need to use all 3 rows of seats. And hopefully fruit punch spills are easy to clean off this light colored upholstery, but there are darker colors as well. There's also easy access to the third row via a one-button slide feature on the second row chairs, and the third row itself is certainly manageable for adults. The Palisade is also good for families with younger children, as it has performed well in our car seat checks. One more perk on higher trim levels is the power folding third row with buttons conveniently placed in the cargo area. The Palisade received a 2024 Top Safety Pick Award from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, and it is loaded with standard safety features, including automatic emergency braking with pedestrian and cyclist detection, adaptive cruise control with stop-and-go functionality, lane departure steering assist, lane centering steering, blind spot warning, and rear cross traffic alert with braking intervention. Standard on all but the base SE trim is a rear occupant alert system that uses ultrasonic sensors to detect motion in the second and third rows after the car is turned off, and it issues multiple alerts if it detects continued movement. The clever blind spot view monitor, standard on the SEL Premium and up, shows a right or left side camera view in the digital instrument panel when the corresponding turn signal is activated. One more standard feature we appreciate is Safe Exit Assist for the rear seats, which uses rear sensors to detect oncoming traffic and prevent a rear door from being opened if there's an approaching vehicle or bicycle. The Palisade also gets very high marks for value. Most of what we appreciate about the SUV comes at its starting price of just over $38,000. Though the flagship Calligraphy Night Edition trim is still something of a bargain considering its luxuriousness and long list of premium features. Put it all together, and the Hyundai Palisade is Cars.com's best family car of 2025.
Congratulations to all of our award winners this year. If you'd like to learn more about any of them or find one for sale near you, head over to Cars.com/awards.